Hey, what's up, everyone? Back for this Wednesday slate. Posted the early slate already, so you can check that out if you haven't already. The 4-game early slate for Wednesday. This video, we're going to go over the 9-game main slate. So let's jump right into it. Please like and subscribe down below. At pitcher today, we have one true ace in Blake Snell. Well, actually, we have a couple aces. We have Blake Snell, we have Walker Buehler, and we have Syndergaard. Bumgarner, I don't really consider an ace anymore just because his ERA is up there, and he hasn't been pitching as good, and he hasn't had huge games lately. But out of the three aces, you can't really go wrong with Snell or Buehler. I think I like Buehler a little more just because he allows you to pay out for a few more bats. And today we have Coors, so nothing against Blake Snell. I mean, if we get some more value, I might go up to Snell. But right now, I like Buehler. He gets a really good matchup here against this Mets team at home. He gets to face a pitcher, obviously, unlike Snell. And Buehler has been really good since May. He was pretty bad in April, and he got roughed up in his first start of the season. But he's been really, really good. He's been back to his 2018 version where he was tremendous when he got called up in his first season. But this year, as his last 4 starts show, he's been really good. 4 straight 20-plus Draftkings point games. 4 straight games where he's gone at least 6 innings. And he has a bunch of strikeouts recently, 6, 7, 7, 8. And he's also one of the few pitchers that the Dodgers let go to about 100 pitches. So he's got 99, 99, 97, and 100 pitches. So he goes deep into games as well, and he doesn't walk many guys. As you see, only 11 walks on the season. And the Mets, with them being banged up, the bottom half of the lineup with Carlos Gonzalez, Echeverria, Wilson Ramos too. He has some power, but he strikes out a lot. They strike out a bunch in that Mets lineup, and Buehler has a lot of strikeout upside. So at home, I like him here at 9,600. He also is pretty favored in this game. And then the second pitcher I like is going to be a cheapie in Pablo Lopez. He's only 6,600. As we saw today, this Giants offense is really anemic. They've been anemic the whole season, and Lopez has some upside. He's had 2 terrible starts recently, but other than those 2 starts, he's been pretty solid this season. But the Mets start is really what just kind of ballooned his ERA up to 5.4. That start, he gave up 10 earned runs, a bunch of starts. The most he's given up besides that start was 4 earned runs. And he's given up a couple of starts where he's given up 0 earned runs. But that 10-hit, 10-run start against the Mets is really messing up his ERA. But I don't really care about his ERA. I look at his advanced numbers, and all those are pretty solid. He has some strikeout upside with 50 Ks and 51 and 2/3 innings. This Giants offense strikes out a decent amount, and pitching at home, he should be able to limit the home runs. He's really got in trouble when he's on the road, but at home he's been pretty good with a 32-point game, 23-point game, 15-point game, and a 20-point game. So he's really been bad on the road, but he's been excellent at home in Miami, as you would expect. So I like him here at 6,600. It's pretty cheap. All right, so today for the bats, I love the Phillies a lot today. The Phillies get to face Cabrera, who has a 6.35 ERA in AAA. I'm not sure why he's at $7,000 on DraftKings, though, because he's obviously not a good pitcher by his AAA numbers. 19 walks as well. So he should get lit up by the Phillies. They have a pretty high total. And then also you can look at Coors once again with Jeff Hoffman and his 8.1 ERA, 1.5 whip heading into Colorado to face the Diamondbacks. And also we have Robbie Ray, stack up some Rockies against him, mainly because, first of all, he's gotten some soft matchups recently facing the Giants twice. But the Rockies team has had some good success against Robbie Ray in his career, and we'll talk about him, although he was good against them a few weeks ago. He's been pretty good this season, but he has struggled against righty power, and this Rockies team has some good power hitters. And I like the Orioles a little bit here as well against Carpenter. He had a good start, shocked the world, and put up 18 against the Mets. But that was when the Mets were banged up, so it's not the same Mets offense as you would expect. And I still don't think he's a good pitcher. He's given up 5 home runs in 14 innings, 18 hits allowed, only 12 Ks. And he walks a lot too. He's a 1.57 whip. So definitely want to load up on some of the Orioles, and they are much better against lefties. And that's pretty much it. And I also do like some Royals as well against Ronaldo Lopez, because he gives up a lot of power too. He gives up 14 home runs on the season in 59 innings. So lots of teams to talk about. I mean, lots of teams to stack on this slate, even though it's just 9 games. First up, we're going to go with is going to be Renato Nunez. Renato Nunez at $5,000. So he's been crushing it as of late, as you can tell. I like playing him. I mean, I only play him against lefties. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has 6 home runs in his last 8 games. He's really crushing the ball. And most of that has come against left-handed pitchers. And he gets to face a really bad lefty here in Carpenter. So we'll look at the numbers for Nunez. So against lefties, he's been really crushing the ball. He's been one of the best lefty hitters in MLB this season, for power at least. He has a 295 average to lefties this season, just a 209 average to righties. 7 home runs against lefties and just 61 at-bats. That's crazy. That gives him a extremely high ISO. Where's the ISO number? 344 ISO, 639 slugging percentage. He also strikes out about 8% less to lefties, and he's a 158 WRC plus. Tremendous numbers for Nunez. The way he's been swinging the bat, he can easily go yard again. And he's been much better at home, as you would expect. 261 average at home, just 214 on the road. I like him a lot here against Carpenter. And then next up, I'm third base. Probably gonna go with Arenado again, just because he's facing a lefty. Even though he's facing Robbie Ray, Arenado's just been crushing the ball as of late. Been playing him quite a bit lately, but I'm not gonna complain about it because he's been really putting up big scores. And this Rockies team has had a lot of success against Ray. As soon as this thing scrolls down for me. So Arenado personally has a 382 batting average against Robbie Ray in 34 at-bats, 3 home runs. Desmond has hit him pretty hard, Story hasn't hit him well, but he has 2 home runs off of him. So Arenado has the best numbers on the team against Robbie Ray. And against lefties, he's always been one of the best lefty hitters in MLB. And this season is no different for him against lefties. So as soon as the site is loading pretty slow. But this year he has a 379 batting average to lefties with 7 home runs and just 58 at-bats. Just like Nunez, he absolutely crushes lefties. 466 ISO, 845 slugging percentage, an insane 212 WRC plus. He barely strikes out too, only 13% K rate to lefties, and at home he's batting 394 on the season. Insane numbers for Arenado, so I like him a ton today. Paying down for Pablo Lopez and paying down to Walker Buehler instead of Blake Snell allows you to pay up for guys like Arenado, so that's why I did it. In the outfield, going to go with Scotty Jetpack, Scott Kingery. He's at 4,100. He's the cheapest Philly guy that I really like. He's $4,100. He's been crushing the ball this season. He's one of the Phillies' best prospects. In 2018, he looked pretty lost at the plate, but he's really looked great this season. In his 59 at-bats, he has 20 hits, 2 home runs, 7 doubles, a couple stolen bases as well. And the Phillies just get a great matchup here against Cabrera, who has over 6-run ERA in AAA, and Kingery has some pretty good numbers against lefties and righties this season. So look at him. It's a great ballpark to hit in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park. So Kingery, like I said, he's one of the Phillies' best prospects. He's the 2nd-ranked prospect on the team. Bunch of speed, too. So he has only faced 17 lefties. 17 at-bats against lefties this season. But in those 17 at-bats, he has 5 hits, 2 doubles, and a home run. So that's like a 294 average against righties, too. He's been crushing it, 385 average against righties. So if Cabrera, I don't expect him to last very long. He'll probably get to face a couple righties in the Cardinals bullpen. So I like him a lot here at 4,100. And then I'm going to go with Desmond. He's by far the cheapest Rocky that I like. and he has really good numbers against lefties. And recently, he's been swinging the bat pretty well. He doesn't get a ton of playing time. He gets a lot of playing time against lefties. But with the injury to Blackman, he's gotten a ton of playing time lately. But Desmond here has really good numbers against lefties, and as I showed you, he has pretty good numbers against Robbie Ray. So look at the numbers for Desmond here. He's batting .250 against lefties with 4 home runs in 56 at-bats. He has almost no power against righties anymore, just 1 home run in 95 at-bats this season. But he has 4 home runs and 56 at-bats to lefties. That gives him a .321 ISO, .571 slugging percentage. Really, really good numbers there. So I love the spot here for Ian Desmond, and he's very cheap at just $3,900. So that should do it for the video. Those are the picks I like. Still have about 3,800 left to finish it out.